Met Matt and Andrew several years ago. Just really awesome guys as far as giving the information, really making the industry better. They care about the contractors. They care about, really how the whole process works. And then they're very honest as far as when we have a claim, to give us their honest opinion as far as whether or not we want to pursue that or not. And then once they, receive that claim, they really do a great job at following up with the homeowners, making sure that they're representing our company, because at the end of the day, our client is trusting us to put them in touch with the best in the industry.
What's up, everybody? Here at my house with these storms. Let's see if we kill this one. All right. So we got a storm here. Let me just stop the loop for you. And we had one storm that just barely skirted Greeley while I was driving home a little bit earlier. And then more recently, I've been watching this guy for about 20 minutes now, form just outside of Longmont, pretty much skirted by Frederick with only about some quarter-size hail. But look at this hail spike on here. This is some crazy stuff. Let me hear the studio mode so I can see comments. There we go. And this is heading towards Brighton right now. And of course, it looks like at the moment it is a little weaker than it was. Notice the hail spike isn't as strong as it was. I was a little hesitant about going live just because I was, maybe it's just turning into a bit of a superstition thing where I think I'm killing storms or whatever. But the CCs are still very low. You can see here, it's on the, where my mouse is at, all the greens and blues, it's indicating quite a bit of hail. Basically just looking on what had happened earlier by Greeley and whatnot, probably quite a bit of hail, tons of hail falling actually, ranging from probably that just maybe nickel size hail upwards of some golf ball size hail in here. Probably a little bit earlier. Right now, I'm not seeing the hail spike as much, so probably $250 size hail. This is going into Todd Creek currently. So this is right now as of, this was 6:33 p.m. Mountain Time. So we'll see if we can actually get some stuff in here, guys. I know everybody's wanting some hail here across the Denver area. This is the best looking storm. This might be the only one in town for anything coming in. So moving into Brighton currently, back by Frederick, there was definitely probably large volumes of golf ball size hail. I mean, look at the hail spike. We talk about hail spikes often. This was, posted this on the Hail Trace page. This is pretty crazy here, and moved. That has since disappeared, but the low CCs, the correlation coefficient, tells you how big hail is, how many large objects are in the sky. Quite a few here across Todd Creek, all along Highway 7, just to the west of Brighton. So here's Brighton where my mouse is at, and Todd Creek, so these neighborhoods in here. These are seeing, again, hail, probably $250 range. Wouldn't be surprised some ping pong balls are mixing in. Again, a fair amount of it, again, with that really large concentrations of lower CCs. I can show you lots of hail. This shows you how much hail. It's primarily hail falling. Let's see, somebody see nothing but tiny marbles in Frederick. Yeah, well, Frederick, unfortunately, this storm, I was kind of joking, the Hail Trace chat was doing a pretty damn good job of avoiding population. So if we roll it back, it formed right by, it had a hail just north of Longmont, missed Longmont, formed outside of Longmont, and then the biggest hail managed to stay, so here's Frederick, managed to stay just to the west of Frederick. So if you're on I-25, there was a ton of hail, And then since then, it's now over here, Todd Creek, probably again, quarter to half dollar size hail, currently falling with a ton of different hail sizes mixing in here across Todd Creek, all along Highway 7 and near Havana Street, and over by Yosemite Street. So that's going to continue moving south and eastwards. It's going to probably skim parts of Brighton here, the southern side of Brighton, then head down by Henderson. So if we zoom out a little bit, you can kind of see where we're at. This is the northern sections of the Denver area. Oh, my dogs are going a little crazy. Oh boy. So we'll see. So yeah, again, I'm in my kitchen here, so there's going to be a little bit of activity moving around. Yep. Okay. So we also had a storm a little bit earlier, like we mentioned, over by Greeley. See if my radar goes back far enough to see it. Yeah, here we go. So this was earlier. We had upwards of 2-inch hail, just barely skimming Greeley here, the far northern reaches of town, and the eastern sides of town over by Garden City. And that was the only thing. 1 second, guys. Hang on, I'm throwing a commercial on real fast.
I've met with a lot of firms. I've had these situations before, but I haven't found anybody as good as Merlin as dedicated to what they do. They're not here to make you happy. They're here to win.
Sorry about that. Just had someone come in. Hey, Sophie, can you let the dogs in? So, anyway, back to what's currently happening here. Latest update we got here in Brighton. We have the storm again now just moving into the far western reaches of town. We have a potential for, again, quarter to half dollar size hail with this currently, especially where the higher reflectivity is, where you see the pink. That's where you're going to see the higher amounts of hail. Again, tons of hail is going to be dumping with this storm. Almost all hail falling, almost no melting going on. Lots of hail falling, where it's the primary form of precip. And again, CCs are pretty much low. You want to see those yellows, greens, and blues showing up here. Typically for a storm in any other part of the country, you see this, it's going to be saying, oh, you're probably going to get like closer to baseballs. This, not so much. Quarter to half dollar size hail falling with this on the Todd Creek parts of Brighton. It's been hail falling now for about 6 or 7 minutes. And it's okay, so we found golf ball size hail. So train spotters found golf balls. Let's check it out. Let's see, we got reports showing up here. Yep, there it is. South of Frederick, like we figured. Again, within the town of most of Frederick itself, likely not too much hail. That was very large, but again, no surprise here south of Frederick or by Decano, where we had a huge hail spike, lots of low CCs. That's likely where the majority of that golf ball size hail was. It's more for golf balls. Do not think there are golf balls in this storm currently. Again, this is what it looked like with golf balls before. You saw the big hail spike. Not so much now. Quarter to half dollar size hail, but I mean, honestly, at this point, I think for a lot of you guys, that's you'd be just happy with that. So give us a like, give it a share. Shout out to our sponsors. You had C3 Group based out of the Denver area. They were our first commercial. I just threw on Merlin Law Group there as well, and Balance Claims is our other sponsor as well. I'll probably throw them on here too if it gets to that point. I'm pretty much going to bring this through the Brighton area and Henderson, and once it gets past it, gets towards the airport, chances are I'll probably end this video unless anything else bubbles up here. Let's see, we got half dollar size hail. Yeah, so they're probably finding half dollar size hail in the Brighton area. So this is the latest update that we got as of 6:41 Mountain Time. Seeing that hail now across Brighton, anywhere south, along and south of Route 7. Again, Todd Creek, you've been seeing hail. Hail's probably piling up now. He started hailing, about 6 minutes of hail here. Again, varying in size. It's not going to only be quarters or half dollars. It's going to be a wide variety of sizes with the quarters and half dollars mixing in. And not golf balls currently. So it had golf balls earlier when I was getting ready to go live, and now as we're moving through Brighton, quarter to half dollar size hail with other sizes mixing in. We'll see if anything else forms. Doesn't look like anything else is forming off the mountains. The models this morning and this afternoon were really kind of harping on this one particular storm forming almost in this. When I was looking this afternoon, it was almost this exact storm taking this exact track. So after this, I don't think there'll be too much else. However, there's going to be a chance for some hail tomorrow as well across the Denver area. And hopefully I can be at the office for that one so we can use the green screen as well. So again, give this a like, give it a share. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I got a bunch of you watching here. I know we're aching for hail just as badly as a lot of you guys. I know the Denver area usually provides a lot more hail than it has this year, but that's 2020, am I right? So you can also check out our hurricane. I know this is the wrong tree to be barking up here, but we did do a wind and tornado map for everything that happened with Hurricane Isaias, going all the way from landfall near Myrtle Beach all the way up into Connecticut and possibly even Massachusetts. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Or, well, that's available now. You can go check that out if you're willing to go work the East Coast for hurricane claims. Everything else that's going on, again, for the Denver area, only game in town. There's maps available. Again, the Greeley storm happened a little while ago. That's been mapped, and this storm is happening currently. It's the only thing in the Denver area. A couple other storms here well off to the east of Denver. This is down over by Lamar. Decent storm here. A couple storms in Nebraska. Looks like a tornado up by northern North Dakota. We had some golf ball size hail on the west sides of Jacksonville a little bit earlier. Jacksonville, Florida, of all places. And the tropical storm Isaias, I never figured out how to actually pronounce it. He's about to cross into Canada and peter out entirely. Packed quite the punch. A lot of tornadoes with that, a lot of wind damage. I mean, I'm from the Connecticut area and I got quite a bit that's there. So Greeley and Kersey got large hail. Yes, they did, Danielle. You can check that out. It is available on our map now. The only reason we didn't go live for that, I was in traffic. So, latest update. Looks like most of the hail is falling in Brighton currently. So this is where we were last time we checked in on it. And then pushing forward here, we have in Brighton, hail falling currently across most of the town. Again, along Route 7 and points south. That is where you're seeing that hail. Again, $250 size hail. A lot of sub-severe hail mixing with that as well. David asking about Colorado Springs. Hopefully something actually happens. These storms are trying to bubble up right now. Looking on radar, all sub-severe and probably minimal hail with it. Probably some rain, maybe a little bit of pea-sized hail mixing in, but that's at best. Otherwise, some rain in there, and then continuing to push off to the east. Maybe something will form in Colorado Springs. Again, I think the only game in town for right now is this storm in Brighton, and that's going to continue moving off to the south and east pretty quickly. We'll end up, zoom back in here, guys. This will get out of town. It'll cross I-76, probably go over the airport, and that's going to be all she wrote. And as all you folks know, a lot of Colorado, once you get east of the airport, is not much. So they're going to keep going on. Is Denver's shot done for the night? There's an outside chance another storm or two could form. Again, the models earlier, they pretty much were right on the money with this storm, and they didn't really show too much forming after it. So not really expecting a whole hell of a lot. Whole hail of a lot, I guess, for the rest of the evening. But there's another chance for storms again tomorrow afternoon. We're in a pattern right now where storms are kind of forming and moving from northwest to southeast, so across the Front Range. So I guess we can just, if you keep getting chances, eventually you're going to get something, all right? So this storm was very tantalizingly close to being being an excellent storm in terms of impact. A lot of the biggest hail was over by over Prairie Land. Any hail coming to Montreal, asks Stephanie. No, not with the tropical storm. You're not going to be seeing any hail with this. You're going to see some strong winds and maybe a little bit of and probably not even a tornado threat, just some strong winds. So, let's see. All right. Oh, anyway. Let's see. What else? All right, latest update here, guys. We have along East Bromley Lane, some hail falling. Again, storm is about to move out of Brighton almost entirely, and then cross over I-76 and continue to the south and to the east. So, zoom in on worst damage. Ah, dang it, hang on. Hang on, guys, I'll be back in 1 second.
John here with Art of the Supplement, and I wanted to invite you to our brand new Facebook group, Art of the Supplement Nation. We've assembled the industry's top experts to bring you the best answers to all your insurance restoration questions. It's on Facebook, not MySpace. Delete that. You don't need MySpace anymore. Check it out. Facebook.
Okay, all right, back here. So, areas with worst possible damage. I can't say that for a fact right now. This is definitely not a crazy high impact storm. Your best chance of the biggest hail is going to be pretty much, let's see here, along I-25 and over by Route 52, down by Decano, Colorado. That's where that golf ball report came in. That's probably your best chance anywhere in here. Nothing too again, this storm, a lot of it ended up being over some fields, and now the biggest impact, I guess, in terms of population in Brighton, that's going to be around $1.25 size hail. A lot of subsevere hail mixing in with that as well. That's going to pass through here very soon, next couple minutes, and then cross I-76. There's not a lot there after that. Turn the radar off, and yeah, there's just some ranch homes, and then the airport. And after that, we're not going to be seeing too much. So this will probably be winding down pretty soon here. You can check it out on hailtrace.com. We have the storm that impacted Greeley, and then the storm here in the Frederick area, continuing to move to the south and to the east. Both available now. You can check them out live as they're being mapped, and continuing onward. Oh, there we go. Any questions? Any other questions I got in here? Trying to keep an eye out for them. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. All right. Let's see. Yeah, the storm's definitely not looking a lot less impressive than it did. Yeah, so here on the right hand side screen, so I took it off of CCs. This is a different parameter we look at. Basically, if the grayed out areas, so when I zoom in all these areas with my mouse, shows that there's a lot of hail falling. Primarily hail falling, and in the latest update here, you can see there is a lot less. So I think the hail's falling out. This storm is definitely starting to fall apart as we are now conveniently pulling away from population as well. So I think I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. Again, thanks to our sponsors, C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, Balance Claims, and Art of the Supplement. And you can check that out, again, live on our website right now. This will continue being updated through the evening. If any other storms come up, we'll pop back on here and we'll discuss them. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you, if not later, tomorrow for our daily forecast. Have a great night, everybody.